All right, so those of you that have been watching me for a long time know that I can do pretty much nearly every calisthenics skill there is. And bearing in mind that I'm only in my early 20s, that's a pretty big feat. I did start doing workouts and I did start training 8 years ago today. So I decided to make this video to tell you exactly the 4 steps that I took to learn every single calisthenics skill there is, pretty much every skill, in that time frame. There are certain skills that I learned really quickly. There are certain skills that took me a long time to do, and I'll get into why that is, and I'll also get into how you can learn exactly as fast as I did. If you're just starting calisthenics, the very first step and the very first thing you need to do is pick one skill. Yes, one skill, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, certainly not anything 5+. Pick one skill. Now you guys might be thinking, but I want to learn every skill, so how am I going to learn everything so quick if I'm only going to do one? One skill in calisthenics can actually help with the more advanced skills that you do. For instance, if you start doing the frog stand to begin with, you're going to understand balance, you're going to work on your full body control, and you're also going to work on some hand and finger control, which is needed for a lot of calisthenics movements. In fact, every single pushing movement that you do, you're gonna need some element of hand and finger control. And so learning that early is what's gonna help you build a solid foundation to get you to the more advanced skills a lot quicker. People try to skip the frog stand, maybe if they can hold it for like 5, 10, 15 seconds, when they should be trying to hold it for at least 30 seconds plus if they want to move over to learn the handstand or any other more complex skill like the crane pose, for instance. But even with things like the tuck planche, the full planche, things of that nature, handstand push-ups, you're going to need to work on that hand, finger control, and also some wrist durability. And so building that foundation through learning skills like the frog stand is going to be your best bet. So my advice to you, if you're just starting, would be to learn the frog stand first of all. Get so solid in it that you can just jump into the frog stand whenever you want and be able to hold it for 30 seconds plus. The underrated thing that learning one skill at a time is going to do is that it's gonna give you that confidence to be able to go on to the next skill and know that you can complete it. You're gonna build so much confidence, you're gonna build so much knowledge in your body and your understanding of your body to be able to move it over to another skill. But all that being said, you have to be realistic with your skill. That's why I talked about the frog stand to begin with, because that is one of the beginner easy skills you should learn first. Now, it might not be easy for you right now. You might be falling over, it might be very difficult for you right now, but if you take the necessary steps and you work through the progressions of the frog stand, because every skill has progressions, then you will learn it and you will be solid in that. Then you can transfer that knowledge and almost the journey of learning the frog stand, you can apply to every other skill that you do. For instance, when you start learning the handstand, you're not just gonna be able to jump into it straight away and be able to do a handstand, unless you're some sort of god. But my bet is that even Baki himself would not be able to do a handstand straight away. He probably had to train to do that. Yeah, we talk all the time. Step 2 is pick 2 skills this time. A push and a pull skill is recommended if you're just starting calisthenics. Of course, you can also trade it for a leg skill, but if you're trying to build up your upper body strength, which a lot of you guys are probably wanting to do to look bigger, to feel stronger, push and pull skills are going to be your best friend. That being said, you can start to learn something like the handstand, which I highly recommend as a gateway skill to other skills. You can start to learn the 90-degree hold, otherwise known as the bent arm planche, or you can work on your pull skills. You can try and learn the muscle up, you can try and learn the tuck front lever, and then you can start to work on other skills, build through the progressions as you go along. But pick 2 skills as your second step when you first build up that foundation of the first skill. So don't just do the frog stand for 10 seconds and then skip to step 2. Learn the frog stand first, okay? It's gonna take you a hell of a lot longer if you try and do 3 skills at once, let alone 2 skills when you're first starting off. Of course, my recommendation would be to learn the handstand and also the tuck front lever before you start to learn anything else. Things that are gonna help you get the tuck front lever are obviously gonna be things like the back lever, but I'll go more in detail on that in a separate video. So if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure to subscribe and I'll get that video out for you guys. The third thing that you guys need to do if you wanna progress fast in calisthenics and you want to get every single skill there is, you need to make sure that you understand how your tendons work. So things like tendon regeneration. You might be thinking, what is that? How does that even work? I don't even know what you're talking about. When you do calisthenics, there is a lot of strain on your tendons. And with tendons, they adapt slower than muscles. So when you're training, you might feel as though your body has recovered after you learn a skill, or you try and learn a skill, let's say the tuck planche, when in fact, you might not have fully recovered because your tendons take a little bit longer. That is why you need to have rest days, okay? This is part of understanding how tendons work. You need to make sure that you rest on a particular skill and you rest your body ultimately to be able to come back into that skill and learn it with the same intensity. Because what you're gonna do if you keep training back to back to back, or even you just do it too frequently, maybe 3-4 times a week on the same skill, you're gonna get super tired. And what does tiredness do? It leads to injury. We do not want injury. We do not want to overwork our tendons. We want to make sure that we're in the best possible shape to progress, not injuring ourselves, not injuring our tendons, not injuring our body in general. And then we can achieve every skill that we want. Sometimes I even have 2-3 days off doing pretty much nothing, maybe even just doing some light stretching work. Rest, rest, rest. Rest is where you grow. Rest is where your muscles are gonna grow, and hence you're going to get stronger by doing that. Don't just think by doing more, you're gonna build muscle, build more strength. Actually, by doing a little bit less, you're gonna build a little bit more strength. And I'll tell you a little bit of a story right now. So when I was doing calisthenics, 4 years ago, I was doing a little bit too much, okay? I'll be honest. So I was training 6-7 times a week, most weeks, and I was feeling a little bit tired. Luckily, I didn't injure myself badly. I actually changed my training style because of that. And what I did instead of working 6 to 7 days a week is I only worked out 3 days a week. And these were only hour sessions. That got me even stronger because I was focusing on compound movements during those days. Of course, my diet was also good. Of course, I was getting in a lot more rest than I was doing when I was working out 6 to 7 days a week. But what that rest did is it enabled me to fully recover my tendons. It enabled me to fully recover my muscles. So every single week I was hitting PRs in the gym on the amount of seconds on a hold, on the amount of reps that I was doing, and I was feeling unstoppable. Some of you guys might disagree with me, you're wrong, okay? If you work compound movements, you're working muscle groups at least twice a week. Let's say you do dips on Monday and a few other exercises, and then maybe you do some planche work on a Friday. You're still gonna be working those shoulders, you're still gonna be working the arms, the forearms, you're still gonna be working your core a little bit as well, which you did already work with the dips, and so you're gonna build muscle still, you're gonna build strength, okay? Simple. The very last thing that you guys need to do, you need to invest in some equipment. And you guys might think, oh, but I don't have the money. I don't know what equipment to get. Don't worry, I got you. So you can simply make some makeshift equipment if you want, where you don't have to pay for anything. And you can simply use some books to elevate yourself in order to do things like the L-sit and even the tuck planche and the frog stand, for instance, which will make it a little bit easier for you guys. Using equipment is going to get you so far. For instance, if you guys have parallettes, you're gonna be able to use them to make movements easier, just like with the books I just talked about. When you elevate yourself during exercises, you actually do make it easier. And with parallettes, you actually make the exercises easier on your wrists. And so you can improve a lot faster. Do you need equipment? Not really. Would it be very beneficial and would you progress a lot faster? Absolutely. So other things that I would highly recommend you getting are resistance bands. Resistance bands are gonna help you with the progressions of skills. For instance, you can put a resistance band around your lower back to help you with the tuck front lever. You can put it under your feet to help you with pull-ups, to help you with muscle ups, and you can also put it around your stomach area to help you take some weight off of your body for planche work, or even the multis. Gornation have the best quality equipment known to man, and I'm not just saying that because I'm sponsored with them. I'm saying that because I do not pick brands that I don't believe in. But if you're super serious about calisthenics and you have a little bit to invest, I highly recommend that you check out Gornation in the description below. And I have a discount to get you guys some money off as well, which is gonna be 10% off using the code CRAY10. Anyway, guys, that is it for today's video. If you guys are interested in leveling up in calisthenics and you're serious, I have a free community down below you guys can check out. You can put all your progress in there, track everything that you need to. And if you wanna take your calisthenics level to God level, then I've also got another link if you want to train one-on-one with me, and I'll help you directly to get exactly where you want to be and completely transform your life. I'm in the process of cooking up some good content right now, so I hope you guys are excited, and I'll talk to you very, very soon. Peace.